Hello and good evening. I'm Lucy Waweru, welcoming you to this week's episode of the Rays of Hope program. Just to remind us that here we inspire resilience, courage, and more importantly, hope. We're glad that you are watching and that you continue keeping it CAC TV. I want to start us off by reading the verse of the day, which is taken from 1 Peter 5, verse 5 to 7. 1 Peter 5, verse 5 to 7, before I bring our panelists on board. Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility toward one another. For God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you, because God cares for you and has a very good plan for your life. Actually, that one now leads us to the topic of the day, because today it's all about mentorship, and the title of our discussion today is World Ready, equipping young people through the President's Award program. I'm sure you're wondering what's all this. You will get to know in a short while. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce you to our wonderful panel. Mr. Junarius on my immediate right. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here. My name is Jinarias Keguta Wabogo, a Senior Program Officer at the President's Award Kenya.
Wonderful, Mr. Jinarius. Thank you for finding time to be with us.
Thank
On
you.
the extreme right, we have Madam Nelias, looking good, looking so good, and we are so happy to have you. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. I am Nelly Munala, the Chief Executive Officer of the President's Award Kenya, and I'm very glad to be here tonight with you.
Wonderful. Karibuni tena.
Asante.
Finding
Asante.
time of your very busy schedules to be with us, we count it a blessing. And you know we shall be blessed together. Now, just to remind us that we are streaming live on social media, and we are on CAC TV Kenya on Facebook and CAC TV Kenya on YouTube. You can stream live even if you're going home or you're at home or whatever. You can watch us on Signet or stream live on those handles that I've given you. Also, would like to know where you're watching us from. I mean, just tell us you're watching and what you think about the topic of the day. Your questions will be answered. Your comments will be received. So we're waiting to hear where you're watching us from. Now, World Ready. So is it that the world is ready for us, or we are ready for the world? Which is which, Madam Nelly?
Basically, we want both of them to be able to be interlinked, and that's why we called it hashtag. We go by the hashtag World Ready. What we realize is that a number of young people, a majority of young people, are going through some extraordinary times, changing times, and therefore what we feel we must be able to do is to equip them so that they are ready to be able to face the challenges that they experience in their societies. A recent study just showed that young people between the ages of 14 to 24 actually experience high levels of stress. There are high levels of mental illnesses, and with those kind of experiences that young people are going through, they find it very difficult to be able to be young people. And therefore we are saying, if we equip you, you'll be able to adapt to changing times, and you'll be able to be world ready.
Wow.
Of course, as we say, you'll be able to be world ready, we are saying the world must also be ready for you. Yes.
Wow, Mr. Ombogo.
Yes.
In what sense should the world be ready now that she says the young people should be prepared and equipped for the world?
Yes.
So how about the world?
Yeah, the world, is expected to accommodate the young person, and the young person is ready for the world. So whatever is encompassed by the world is what the young person is trying to adapt to. And the President's Award is providing a platform for the young person to be world ready, so that as they engage, then they are resonating well with what is happening in the world.
Very well put. So you already know the hashtag, world ready. We need to be ready for the world needs to be ready for us now. What about the President's Award Kenya? You know, whenever we mention the name president, heads turn. So we're really eager to learn about the President's Award. What's this, Madam Mayor?
Thank you very much. And heads should turn, actually. The President's Award Kenya derives its operational mandate from the Duke of Edinburgh International Award Foundation, which was founded by Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, in 1956. Basically founded so that young people can be equipped and live their lives as complete as it can be. The program was launched in Kenya in 1966 by His Excellency the First President, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, and he became the first patron. Ever since that time, each subsequent head of state becomes the patron of the President's Award Kenya. The current the current patron of the President's Award Kenya is His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
Wow.
Now, the government, having realized that this program is very transformative and young people are actually, it's changing young people's lives and communities, it decided to recognize the President's Award Kenya, and in 2017, the President's Award Kenya was legally created by an act of parliament, the President's Award Act number 30 of 2017. We are domiciled in the Ministry of Education, State Department for Basic Education. We work very closely with other government entities as well as non-state actors. That is who we are, and we work with young people between the ages of 14 to 24.
Wonderful. So now we know that that president is actually refers to the president.
Yes.
So it's real. This thing is real. Wonderful. And you're actually in the right place, because if you know the history of the Presbyterian Church, one of the main pillars is education. So you're at home. So when the President's Award is at home with us, and that's why we want to learn and also, sensitize our people on the linkages and where we can find some convergence on this matter. Mr. Wambogo.
Yes.
So how does this thing work? Their levels, I mean, everything to do with joining and becoming a participant in this.
Yeah, first of all, the program is an internationally recognized program for young people that creates opportunities for young people to develop their skills, get physically fit, and give service and experience and adventure. It is a voluntary program, and each participant chooses what they like to do. The program is run as a franchise of the International Award Foundation, and it's run in 130 countries. So Kenya is among the 130 countries. So we do interact with those countries on exchange programs, and that gives our young people an opportunity to network with other young people across the globe. The award is structured in 3 levels, and these levels are bronze, silver, and gold. And at each of the levels, we have sections of activities. So at bronze level, the young person is exposed to 4 sections of the award. Namely, we have the service section, we have the skill section, and we have the service section. And then we have an adventurous journey that is normally taken away from where the young people are residing, and they are able to challenge themselves and interact with people who are not their usual companion, you know, out there in the community. And this is repeated at silver level, and again it is repeated at gold level. But what makes the difference between the three levels is the timeline and also the challenge that they go through. Bronze being the lowest, the young person will take 6 months to complete. The silver, which is the second after bronze, the young person will take 6 months again. But again, though they look like they take the same time, the silver is a bit more challenging, because at bronze level, the young person will be undertaking some of the activities with, you know, a lower timeline. For example, when we talk about the adventurous journey at bronze level, it is 2 days and 1 night. When we get to the silver, it is 3 days and 2 nights. So that actually is the main difference in the two activities. Then when you go to the gold level, it's a bit higher in terms of the timeline. So they'll be taking 1 year, and they'll also do the 4 activities. And when you come to the adventurous journey, which is a bit challenging, because you have to do it outside and you have to hike for a number of kilometers, then again it takes 1 year. So the whole process takes exactly 2 years at the minimum, but you can extend it to more than 2 years. The other thing I would want to mention about the 3 levels is that in each of those levels, the participant is going to hike at different levels of challenge. For example, at bronze level, the distance covered is 24 kilometers. At silver level, the distance covered is 48, and at gold level, the distance covered is 80 kilometers. So once the young person has done the 3 levels of the award, then they are eligible to be awarded. But it's also good to mention that at gold level, there is an added, or what we would call an added section, which we call the residential project. The residential project connects the young person more with the community, and they are able to do a project that they sit down and organize with the community by doing a need assessment and agreeing on the needs in the community. And then, of course, they will be able to finish, and they will be awarded at the 3 levels. And it is good to say that all our certificates are signed by the president, because the president is the patron of the award.
So right from the bronze,
silver to gold.
And to gold.
Yes.
Wow.
And at gold level, all the young people receive their award at State House. So we do have an annual activity at State House to recognize those who have gone up to gold level. Yes.
And every year, what are the averages of the young people that?
Yeah, we take between 1,500 to 2,000 to State House every year, who are awarded at the highest level of gold.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's after you said it takes about 2 years.
A minimum of 2 years.
A minimum of 2 years to complete that.
Yes.
So for a young person you said it's between 14 and
the young
24?
It is 14 to 24 years.
Yeah.
That is the minimum. That is the range of the age that can do the award. Beyond 24 years, then we now bring you in as mentors. But all the young persons between 14 to 24 are eligible to do the program.
And that now leads me to the next question.
Yes.
The main setup that people know of is the school setup. So you can tell us how people are enlisted to that program while they're in school, but you can also tell us whether young people within that age range, who are not in school, who are not in an institution, whether they are eligible because they're in that bracket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The award curriculum is structured in a way that it's not run from the office per se, but we do train other people in the institutions where the young person is to deliver the program. So at secondary level, we train the award leaders, that is the teachers in the school, to deliver the program on our behalf. And they enroll them through registration, and once they are registered, then they are taken through the award by the teachers that we have taken through a training. At university level, the same. And then, of course, we have other institutions like the prisons. We also have the program in the prisons. And other tertiary institutions like the KMTC, the teachers training colleges, and quite a number of institutions like the NYS. And then coming to your question, those young people who are out there, youth who are not in the school setup or in the formal setup, you'll find them at home, and they are not in a group that you can address so that they do the program together. And these young people also have the opportunity to do the program. And what we have done is we have introduced a center within our office, and we have put one of our staff as the person in charge of that center. So the young person will register through the office and will do the program just like any other person who is in a school setup or who is in a formal setup. And through that, they are able to do the 3 sections, and the adventurous journey and also the residential project. And they complete just like any young person who is in a formal setup and get awarded. We normally have quite a number between 20 and okay, not very many, but between 20 and 30 every year who are being awarded at State House. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And so young people who are out here, they register directly with your office?
With our office. Yes.
While those ones in school register through the trained
through the
teachers.
award leaders, that the teachers that we have trained, and we have empowered them to do the work on our behalf. So they are the adult helpers who now deliver the program on our behalf. Yes.
And of course that leads us back to the text we read.
Yes.
That young people should submit themselves to those who are older for guidance.
Exactly.
That's mentorship right
Exactly.
there. So what's the cost implication for this?
Every young person registers with an amount of 500 shillings. That is that allows them to join on the online platform. And once they register once, they don't register again. Then at school level, they are able to undertake the other activities. And I would say that the other activities, the cost will depend on how the award leaders will be able to manage the activities that they are doing. For example, a school might decide that they want to do the adventurous journey in the United Kingdom. Of course, that cost will be higher. Another one a school in Kikuyu might decide to do the expedition in Ngong Hills. Of course, the cost will be lower. So it all depends on how far are they going to do the activities, and what are the logistical challenges that they may be going through. So that is what determines the cost. But from our office, they only pay 500 shillings for registration.
Okay. So they shoulder the rest of the cost, depending on the activities and where they do the activities, as you're saying.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow. Madam Nelly.
Yes, and just to add on what Mr. Wambugu has mentioned in terms of how open we are with a category around inclusions. Even young people in youth organizations, youth groups, community-based organizations, church groups, those can still be able to register as award participants. So basically what we are saying, we're leaving no one behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as they're young.
As long as they're in that category, and wherever they are in the country, we can, and they can be able to do the award program.
Wow.
And we encourage they do it digitally, but they can't do it manually if there are challenges, in case young people cannot be able to do it digitally.
So you're taking care of both divides, those who are quite advanced in technology, and even those ones who might be challenged on that. I mean, it's good to know that.
Yes.
Now, the government recently has been on a move to embed community service into the education system.
Yes.
What's your take on that, and does it mean that now we are prepared for that from where you stand?
I think we're at President's Award Kenya, we're very pleased with that move. And that recommendation speaks volumes about the work that we have been preparing young people to do. As Mr. Wambugu has said, one of the sections that is mandatory is the voluntary service. Every young person that goes through the program must undertake service. And therefore, for us, we feel that as President's Award Kenya, there's a lot of experience we can offer in terms of helping even the education reforms achieve their goal in terms of getting each and every young person to do community service. I do note that the community service is pegged at after senior school, and also after tertiary education. And those segments of young people, that's what we do with young people. And for that length of time. So we feel that it is very welcome, and we feel that we can be a very rich partner to what government efforts are towards actually getting very well-rounded young people in terms of character. Yes.
Wonderful. We are glad that you're trailblazers on that.
Yes.
And I'm wondering now that Mr. Wambugu has mentioned that part of the activities would include, walking expeditions. How about young people who have physical and other challenges? Are they welcome?
Every young person is welcome. And the award framework, the non-formal education and learning framework, is a very flexible framework. What it takes into account is your circumstance. And therefore, you improve in whatever you're doing depending on the circumstance you're in. So we would be working with young people with gifted differently. Yeah. And it's because that's the circumstance they are in, then we can still be able to tell what improvements they can be able to make within that circumstance they are in. So, and that's our inclusion agenda, that we do not leave anyone behind. The award is flexible enough to take on any young person as long as they're willing to do the program.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, it's good to know that it's contextual. It also takes cognizance of the abilities of the individual young person.
Yes.
So that they are running their race.
Yes.
They are not like competing.
No.
They are improving from where they are. I mean, that's exciting already. That's very exciting. I'll go back to you, Mr. Wambugu.
Yes.
I know a number of our schools will be watching this.
Yes.
We alerted them as our principals are watching.
Yes.
So how does a school get enlisted?
Yeah. First we take the first initiative, and we interact with the head of institution. This can be done by physically going there and doing a presentation to the principal. It could also be a phone call. and the principal is engaged at that level. But the engagement is a process. So the first stop is that the principal, and then once the principal, once we get a buy-in from the principal, then we are now able to bring on board the award leader, now the teacher, who will be appointed by the principal. And immediately now we get the teacher. Then we organize for a workshop, a training workshop, and we bring the teacher on board and we train them. After we have trained them, then we set them out with materials to go and introduce the program to the students. And once now the recruitment process starts, we now come in to give support. Then, of course, as we are doing that, we are also getting into engagement with the principals in terms of licensing. It's good to say that the President's Award runs as a franchise from the International Award Foundation, and we are licensed to operate by the International Award. So they also expect us to license the award centers, now the schools that we have introduced to the program. So as this process is going on, we have also talked with the principal, and the principal is now preparing to sign the documents with us so that we get into an agreement, and there is the payment of 5,000 shillings, which is what the school is expected to meet as an obligation for the license. Once that is done, then we give them now the the authority to run the program on our behalf. And then, of course, the participants will be enrolled and will do our monitoring and evaluation regularly, and we become partners. And that process continues. We'll have new participants and other come in, and we start all over again. So it's a cycle. And when the young people get to the level of the gold, where now we are taking them to State House, again we bring them back to organization as mentors, what we call the volunteers. So it is a process that goes on from registration, then back to getting the renewal of the license. Our license is an annual license, and we continue in that partnership. And we do say that the partnership is not for a short time, it's forever, because we want the young person to participate in the program and gain the values that are in the program for a long time, not just a one-off thing. And that's why we bring them back as volunteers of the award.
And so I guess the same would happen for churches and other organizations like such that would want to come on board?
Yes, we have. We started with secondary schools, and those are main clients, because we talk of 80% plus in high schools. But now we have also realized we can work very well with the churches. Sure. And we are happy to note that we have quite a good entry into the PCA churches, and also the schools that run under that. But we are also moving in to get the other churches, like I know we are in the Reference Church, which is also doing very well. So the same process goes on, and we must, what we do is we work within your structures, because we say that the program complements your core programs. So we are not coming to introduce a different program, but we want a program that is going to complement what you're already doing. So you will again provide us with an award leader who is a youth within the church, who is now able to drive the process with the other young people. And we come in to support and supervise what they are doing. Yes.
Wonderful. And we are here talking about the President's Award Kenya. as one of the institutions that is equipping our young people to be world ready. Just in case you've just joined us, that is what we are discussing. That's why we are talking about how do people get onboarded, how do you register, from where, the age range, and we are glad that you are watching. We would like again to remind you that we are on social media, CAC TV Kenya on Facebook, CAC TV Kenya on YouTube. We'll take a short break. Please don't go away. We are coming back to tell you more about this wonderful program.
Start your day with inspiration and purpose. An opportunity to ignite your spirit, uplift your soul, and set the tone for a fulfilling day.
To rely on God and to wait on God, to trust in God, and never to waver, never to be shaken by what is happening around.
We invite you to embark on this sacred journey through inspiring sermons, prayers, and hymns.
What has been taken away from us, He is ready to lift us to another level. As we talk about the Lord's restoration, He is ready to repair.
Let it be your guiding light, leading you towards a deeper connection with your spirituality.
What matters is you don't go back one, you go forward, and you receive your mountain.
Tune in to the morning devotion starting from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on CAC TV Signet and live on Facebook and YouTube at CAC TV Kenya.
John Maxwell once said, "A reader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." Simply put, readership is all about vision and influence. Join me, Robert Waihenya Goge, the Secretary General of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, every first Monday of the month from 8 p.m. as we microscopically look at the reality, specificity, and simplicity of leadership only on CAC TV. Specificity.
Uongozini, a show by the leader, for the leader. Are you ready for Israel? PCEA Communication Department is pleased to inform all presbyteries, parishes, churches, congregations and friends of its annual trip to Israel. The trip will take place from the 5th to 14th of November 2023. The trip to Israel through Egypt will include visit sites like the Pyramid, Mara, the Hanging Church, the Burning Bush, Mount Sinai, and then to Israel through the Suez Canal and visit sites like the Dead Sea, Kibbutz, the Manger, the Temptation Mountain, Gethsemane, Old Jerusalem, Caesarea Park, St. Peter's in Galgantu, Emmaus, Capernaum, Jordan River, Galilee, among others. The charges are $2,050 US. You can pay in 4 installments of $513 US. The deadline for payment is the 31st of August 2023. For payment, the account is PCEA Jitegemea Press 03100002196 dollar account Family Bank. To join us on this annual trip to Israel, for booking and more information, Call 0716 289 443.
Start your day with inspiration and purpose. An opportunity to ignite your spirit, uplift your soul, and set the tone for a fulfilling day.
To rely on God and to wait on God, to trust in God, and never to waver, never to be shaken by what is happening around.
We invite you to embark on this sacred journey through inspiring sermons, prayers, and hymns.
What has been taken away from us, He is ready to lift us to another level. As we talk about the Lord's restoration, He is ready to repair.
Let it be your guiding light, leading you towards a deeper connection with your spirituality.
What matters is you don't go back one. You go forward, and you receive your mountain.
Tune in to the morning devotion starting from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on CAC TV Signet and live on Facebook and YouTube at CAC TV Kenya.
Welcome back. We are still here and we're glad that you are still watching and following us on social media. CAC TV Kenya on Facebook, CAC TV Kenya on YouTube. Today, just in case you've just joined us, we are talking about being world ready and specifically equipping young people through the President's Award Program. A wonderful, wonderful program that has been introduced to us by this wonderful panel. And for the sake of those who've just joined us, the joint midway, or who've just come on board, we started by talking about being world ready, or the world being ready, and the young people being ready for the world. I want us to go back there because we, the viewers, we, the mentors, we people who are interacting with young people, especially Gen Z, we've been wondering now, how do we deal with this generation? How do we deal with this, the Gen Zs and the generation Alpha in the churches, in the schools, and everywhere? I want us to go back there and talk about the world being ready and the young people being ready. Back to you, Mr. Ambogo.
Yeah, thank you. We are looking at what is there for the young people. Mm-hmm. And we are saying that hashtag world ready. Mm-hmm. So what can the young person do for the world? And what is the world ready for this young person? So it is about giving this young person a platform, mm-hmm. so that he is able to connect well with the world. And it's also about the world being ready for the young person. Mm-hmm. Are we giving space? Is the world giving space for the young person, mm-hmm. so that the young person can exploit his or her potential? Mm-hmm. And the President's Award is here to provide that opportunity, to provide that platform, to provide that network, so that our young people can be world ready and can be globally be recognized and be given a chance, mm-hmm. to showcase themselves.
Wonderful. Ready for the world. You want to add on that?
Yes, I would like to add on that. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to say it's pretty much intergenerational, and what we're promoting is, mm-hmm. the fact that young people should have space in an adult situation, mm-hmm. and adults must provide space for young people to be able to showcase, mm-hmm. themselves, because, mm-hmm. we know that young people are central to development. Mm-hmm. If we don't provide that space, mm-hmm. then young people cannot showcase, mm-hmm. what they're made of. Mm-hmm. So world ready just means both of us have to be world ready. A young person has to be equipped to be able to deal with the circumstances, and an adult must be ready to provide that space for a young person to showcase. Yes.
Wonderful. And hashtag, remember, it's world ready. And I can see Chege Timothy is watching and saying that the program is very informative. Jackie Shearer, President's Award Central Region, well represented. Thank you for representing, and we'd like to know where you're watching from. By the way, to go serious, we want to read your comments. So kindly comment and let us know where you're watching from, whether you've gone through this award, a program, what you think about it, questions that you might be having about how you can be enlisted on the same. And moving on, I would like us to talk about the benefits that young people get from joining this beautiful program. You want to start us off?
Yes, I could start you off.
Yeah.
And the benefits are huge. Young people become very resilient. That you may not find in young people, everyday young people. But going through the program, just them being able to achieve as much as they can through the sections of the award, they become very resilient and therefore very ready to take on any challenge that comes their way. They become very confident because you're telling them, please tell us what your goal is and work towards your goal. So they feel very confident that they can be able to plan and execute and achieve whatever they would wish to achieve in life. And we say that this program also helps young people to feel that they are part of society. They may not be very top-notch in terms of academics, but when they come to doing the award program, their talents show a lot of what they can be able to contribute in terms of development processes and transformative processes in their communities.
So in other words, they are affirmed.
They are affirmed.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is what many young people don't go through. Yes. And it also makes us understand that not all learning happens in the classroom. You can step out of the classroom and learn so much, a lot, and in turn you can be able to build communities and build yourself. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Those are huge benefits, and I want us to spend a little time and just explore the kind of context that the current generation is living in. You see, the kind of resilience and confidence you're talking about, we who are older, the context we grew up in actually developed that naturally. You just found yourself, growing in that way. But it's not the case with the current generation. Do you see that difference, Mr. Wambogo?
Yeah, the difference is there. And one of the things that we are trying to do is to develop and train mentors who are able to train these young people. During our time, we used to have our neighbors, our aunts, coming in to give mentorship. But today we don't have that. Young people are living far away from their parents, living far away from their community, and sometimes they lack that. So what the President's Award is doing is to generate a team that is able to do this, that is able to bridge this gap. And one of the ways that we have successfully done this is to use young people to mentor other young people. By training them, and after they are trained, we bring them back into our organization as volunteers. And through that, we are able to send them out, and they are able to mentor other young people. You may want to know, how is this one done? Through the activities that we do, our young people are coming in as assessors, they are coming in as trainers or instructors, they are coming in as supervisors. If I may give you an example, when young people go out for an adventurous journey, you may have a huge number of young people. 200, 300. At that point is where now you'll be able to find other young people coming in and building relationship and leadership among the young people, creating a sense of confidence because we give them opportunities to speak, to speak to other young people. And we allocate leadership roles in each of the group, and that forms part of the mentorship. The other way that we have also done this is during our national events, like for example when we take them to State House, we give opportunity to young people to build their leadership skills. And you'll always find that at State House we have 2 or 3 young people speaking on different issues concerning the youth. And that way we are able to help them gain confidence and have that aspect of skill of speaking to other young people and giving them positive information about life. Yeah.
And I hear you talking about the intentionality that is in this program, because Madam Nelly, it's not automatic that the way young people are growing now, that they will become resilient, that they will gain these skills in life. So we need some intentionality.
Yes, and that's what we say. This program is it's experiential learning. You're taking a young person out, a young person is facing a challenge, and a young person is actually getting a solution to that challenge. And therefore it's very intentional. We might say that a young person has to do hiking and all that, but there's a lesson out of that. We are saying a young person must do this activity, climb a mountain, but there's a lesson out of it. And therefore that is what we want to do. That builds your resilience, endurance, and builds your leadership skills.
Yeah.
Yes. And you're just a problem solver. Yes. Yeah.
Something we lack actually in everyday life, something we don't see around, like problem solving. You want people who can stand up, face challenges and all that. And I like it that you said some of the benefits are building resilience. We need that very much. We need confidence. We need young people who are affirmed. We need leaders, because youth are not the leaders of tomorrow. They are leaders, because leadership begins with you.
Yes.
You must lead and order your own life. I mean, how even you spend your time and all that. You'd like to add to the benefits?
Yes. You'll always find that young people want something they want to touch and feel. Tangible benefits. And I know what we have touched here is benefits that are internal. We have to bring them out so that they can realize that they are benefiting from that. But there are those tangible benefits, like a young person is going to get a certificate signed by the president. A young person has an opportunity to go out of the country through the exchange programs. A young person is visiting State House and interacting with prominent personalities. Those are some of the tangible benefits that the young people will be exposed to, and they come to realize their potential, by getting hope from these people or these mentors that they meet of a different caliber, of a different level in the society. We do encourage a lot, and we are currently asking our young people to think beyond the boundaries, that you can go out of the country to do your expedition, not just within the country. We know it comes with cost, but when you realize the benefits, sometimes you don't look so much into cost, because it's long term, and it is something that you will do not just for yourself, but also for others. So we do have a range of benefits, and we let the young people discover, and some of them are hidden. We may not even see them, but by the young people engaging with other young people, we are able to see a lot in them, what they gain, and what we are able to see as those opportunities that they are able to exploit through the award.
Wow.
I think one area that is very visible is the fact that it improves on their employability. An employer would want an A student, of course, yes, but an employer would equally want a team player, a leader, and many other characters that you build as you go through a program like the award program. And therefore that raises your employability. And then we say that as you get to that level, then you're also thinking about how best you can also be able to create employment for others. Yes.
And something else I like, Madam Nelly, from this discussion since we started, is that this program actually does not put boundaries. You see, the dream that we have as Kenya is to raise a community that is not tied to ethnicity, that does not fight because of religion. And this program actually exposes young people. The more people interact, the more prejudices are fought, stereotypes are fought. You can speak to that.
Yes, and I believe one of the sections that young people, mandatory section again, that young people have to undertake speaks to that. It speaks to actually social cohesion that can take us to national cohesion. Because you're saying that please identify a challenge in a community that's not yours and go address that challenge. It is a development solution you're finding. But in that process, you're actually interacting with a community that's not yours. And therefore you're building relationships with a community that's not yours. You're respecting that community. You understand how to interact with that community. And therefore we feel that at a larger level, at national level, if young people, and a number of young people can go through the program, then those are some of the benefits at national level that we can start experiencing. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful, and quite a number of people are commenting here. Jackie is saying, Mr. Genarius Wambogo, my mentor and leader, an award alumni, the best program ever. And then there's Karaoke Harriet, PAK Central Region. Lucy Getonga is saying, bravo, Genarius and Madam CEO. And then Kibet Magut is watching from Nande. And then Wangoi Wandere, proud to be participating in the program. It is a beautiful mentoring. Kudos, Mr. Wambogo, my mentor. And then kuna Nelson. Hey, your Gina Nelson, please. Trafa, what? Where Nelson? Okay, anasema watching from Dadaab refugees camp. Yeah, Nelson Trafaga. I hope I pronounce your name properly. Nelson Trafaga is watching from Dadaab. Thank you very much, Nelson, for watching. Please keep your comments coming. And now, would like to highlight some of the successes, the impact, and share some stories from your experiences with award participants. You want to start us off?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There are many stories, if I may start that way. And one thing that I'm very proud about the program is that every year, as we take our young people through the gold level, they undertake a project through the residential project. That is the extra sections that is only done at gold level. And we normally have between 50 and 100 institutions or award centers that are undertaking the award at gold level every year. Every year. When we have 100 award centers, those are 100 projects, because every award center must undertake a project for them to qualify for gold. And these projects are done in the community. So all those are success stories, but we do pick a number of them that we believe that they have a good impact. And one of the projects that we can highlight is one that was done by M-Pesa Academy. They dug a borehole in Western Province, that is Western region, and they were able to give life to many young and old people in the community.
Wow.
And this was done by the young people.
Young people.
They were there for 5 days, working with the locals, providing the resources, providing the finances, and they put up a dam that is now operational.
Wow.
And it is helping that community to have that very precious thing in life that we call water.
Water is life.
Yes. And then we also have Shikusa Bosto. And I think at some point I mentioned about the prisons. And these are young people who are convicted of different crimes. And what we have been doing is to get into them and be part of the rehabilitation, so that we tell them, you are also as good as other young people who are out there. And we believe that even when you're in prison, there are good things that you can be able to do. And we did have Shikusa Bosto doing a lot of planting of trees, and I think that is a government priority. And Tibila High School in Taita also came in very hard in the planting of the trees. And also Maseno School in Kisumu. And also we did have Dedan Kimathi also coming up with tree planting projects. So those are some of the projects that we have been doing. But I must also say that we have had institutions, award centers coming in to support other award centers that may not be financially able. Number one, to do the project or to do the program. Number two, to undertake various projects. Like, for example, we do have a number of award centers visiting Kamai Bosto. Kamai Bosto is a prison for young offenders, which is at Kamiti. And we do have quite a number of institutions, or rather, quite a number of award centers visiting and providing the basic necessity to those girls. To us, that's a big project. It may not be much, but giving hope to those young people and showing them love to us is one of the greatest projects that our young people are undertaking. And of course, we do have also other award centers visiting institutions like the Joy Town for the physically handicapped, sitting with them and doing work with them. But it's also interesting to know that the school for the physically handicapped, the Joy Town, have also been going to assist fully abled young people
think of that.
with the projects. And it is quite amazing because you would not imagine that they would be able to give support. And sometimes it's even support where they are providing finances to support that. So those are some of the success stories that we have in the award. Both cutting across the marginalized, helping those who feel that they are more privileged, and also the privileged also going into support. So we do say that every young person is important, and every young person has the potential to do something for themselves and for others.
Wonderful, wonderful, and we must now start winding up. I mean,
yes.
When it's just getting nice. Our director tells us that we really need to wind up. Madam Nelly, I would like you to face your camera and just encourage a young person out there. We are living in days where young people are really hard-pressed by many things. What would you say to a young person out there watching us?
Well, thank you very much. But just before I give you that advice, I just like to say that there are very many linkages that we see as young people go through the program, that they connect with our national development priorities. It's either clean water, providing clean water, universal health care,
environmental.
yes, environmental impact. So it's a range of development solutions that these young people are actually able to contribute to. And what we want to say is that they should continue that way, and kudos. And therefore we should use them as our human capital, very important human capital for this country. Yes. I would like to encourage each and every young person between the ages of 14 to 24. If you haven't done the award program, you're missing out. And therefore, I would like at your earliest, please come and register and experience the award journey. It is transformative. It will make you a whole person. So karibu sana.
Wonderful, wonderful. I can see Ngena, you're watching. You're forever grateful to be associated with this program, and many of you who are, sending in your their comments. Thank you very much for finding time to be with us. This has been very educative, and their offices, just for information, are in Upper Hill, Elgon Road. But you can also check them out on their website, www.presidentsaward.or.ke, www.presidentsaward.or.ke. And of course we can connect you. We are here. CAC TV is here, and should you want to be connected to them, they are our friends and partners. We will direct you to them. As we always say, keep hope alive. Please don't give up. You can give up everything else, but not hope. So keep it CAC TV, keep it Rays of Hope. God bless you. Don't give up hope. God bless you.